Hello, everyone. This is Kim, and we are on Exodus 24. Thanks for joining me for this read. The Lord now instructed Moses, "Come up here with Aaron, Nadab, Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel. All of you except Moses are to worship at a distance. Moses alone shall come near to the Lord. And remember, none of the ordinary people are permitted to come up into the mountain at all." Then Moses announced to the people all the laws and regulations God had given him, and the people answered in unison, "We will obey them all." Moses wrote down the laws, and early the next morning he built an altar at the foot of the mountain, with 12 pillars around the altar, because there were 12 tribes of Israel. Then he sent some of the young men to sacrifice the burnt offerings and peace offerings to the Lord. Moses took half of the blood of these animals and drew it off into basins. The other half he splashed against the altar. And he read to the people the book he had written, the book of the covenant, containing God's directions and laws. And the people said again, "We solemnly promise to obey every one of these rules." Then Moses threw the blood from the basins towards the people and said, "This blood confirms and seals the covenant the Lord has made with you in giving you these laws." Then Moses, Aaron, Nadab, Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel went up into the mountain, and they saw the God of Israel. Under his feet there seemed to be a pavement of brilliant sapphire stones, as clear as the heavens. Yet even though the elders saw God, he did not destroy them, and they had a meal together before the Lord. And the Lord said to Moses, "Come up to me into the mountain, and remain until I give you the laws and commandments I have written on tablets of stone, so that you can teach the people from them." So Moses and Joshua, his assistant, went up into the mountain of God. He told the elders, "Stay here and wait for us until we come back. If there are any problems while I am gone, consult with Aaron and Hur." Then Moses went up the mountain and disappeared into the cloud at the top, and the glory of the Lord rested upon Mount Sinai, and the cloud covered it 6 days. The seventh day he called to Moses from the cloud. Those at the bottom of the mountain saw the awesome sight. The glory of the Lord on the mountaintop looked like a raging fire, and Moses disappeared into the cloud covered mountaintop and was there for 40 days and 40 nights. Jehovah said to Moses, "Tell the people of Israel that everyone who wants to may bring me an offering from this list: gold, silver, bronze, blue cloth, purple cloth, scarlet cloth, fine twined linen, goat's hair, red dyed ram skins, goat skins, acacia wood, olive oil for the lamps, spices for the anointing oil, and for the fragrant incense, onyx stones, stones to be set in the ephod and in the breastplate. For I want the people of Israel to make me a sacred temple where I can live among them. This home of mine shall be a tent pavilion, a tabernacle. I will give you a drawing of the construction plan and the details of each furnishing. Using acacia wood, make an ark 3.5 feet long, 2.25 feet wide, and 2.25 feet high. Overlay it inside and outside with pure gold, with a molding of gold all around it. Cast 4 rings of gold for it, and attach them to the 4 lower corners, 2 rings on each side. Make poles from acacia wood overlaid with gold, and fit the poles into the rings at the sides of the ark to carry it. These carrying poles shall never be taken from the rings, but are to be left there permanently. When the ark is finished, place inside it the tablets of stone I will give you, with the 10 Commandments engraved on them. And make a lid of pure gold, 3.75 feet long and 2.25 feet wide. This is the place of mercy for your sins. Then make 2 statues of guardian angels, using beaten gold and place them at the two ends of the lid of the ark. They shall be one piece with the mercy place, one at each end. The guardian angels shall be facing each other, looking down upon the place of mercy, and shall have wings spread out above the gold lid. Install the lid upon the ark, and place within the ark the tablets of stone I shall give you, and I will meet with you there and talk with you from above the place of mercy. Between the guardian angels and the ark will contain the laws of my covenant. There I will tell you my commandments for the people of Israel. Then make a table of acacia wood, 3 feet long, 1.5 feet wide, and 2.25 feet high. Overlay it with pure gold, and run a rib of gold around it. Put a molding 4 inches wide around the edge of the top, and a gold ridge along the molding all around. Make 4 gold rings, and put the rings at the outside corner of the 4 legs, close to the top. These are rings for the poles that will be used to carry the table. Make the poles from acacia wood, overlaid with gold, and make gold dishes, spoons, pitchers, and flagons, and always keep the special bread of the presence on the table before me. Make a lampstand of pure beaten gold. The entire lampstand and its decorations shall be one piece, the base, shaft, lamps, and blossoms. It will have 3 branches going out from each side of the center shaft, and each branch decorated with 3 almond flowers. The central shaft itself will be decorated with 4 almond flowers, one placed between each set of branches. Also there will be 1 flower above the top set of branches and one below the bottom set. These decorations and branches and the shaft are all to be one piece of pure beaten gold. Then make 7 lamps for the lampstand, and set them so that they reflect their light forward. The snuffers and trays are to be made of pure gold. You will need about 95 pounds of pure gold for the lampstand and its accessories. Be sure that everything you make follows the patterns I am showing you here on the mountain. Make the tabernacle tent from 10 colored sheets of fine linen, 42 feet long and 6 feet wide, dyed blue, purple, and scarlet, with figures of guardian angels embroidered on them. Join 5 sheets end to end for each side of the tent, forming 2 long pieces, one for each side. Use loops at the edges to join these 2 long pieces together, side by side. There are to be 50 loops on each side, opposite each other. Then make 50 gold clasps to fasten the loops together, so that the tabernacle, the dwelling place of God, becomes a single unit. The roof of the tabernacle is made of goat's hair tarpaulins. There are to be 11 of these tarpaulins, each 45 feet across and 6 feet wide. Connect 5 of these tarpaulins into one wide section, and use the other 6 for another wide section. The 6th tarpaulin will hang down to form a curtain across the front of the sacred tent. Use 50 loops along the edges of each of these 2 wide pieces to join them together with 50 bronze clasps. Thus the 2 widths become one. There will be a 1.5 foot length of this roof covering hanging down from the back of the tent, and a 1.5 foot length at this front. On front of the blankets is placed a layer of ram skins dyed red, and over them a top layer of goat skins. This completes the roof covering. The framework of the sacred tent shall be made from acacia wood, each frame piece being 15 feet high and 2.25 feet wide, standing upright, with grooves on each side to mortise into the next upright piece. 20 of these frames will form the south side of the sacred tent, with 40 silver bases for the frames to fit into, 2 bases under each piece of the frame. On the north side there will also be 20 of these frames, with their 40 silver bases, 2 bases for each frame, one under each edge. On the west side there will be 6 frames, and 2 frames at each corner. These corner frames will be connected at the bottom and top with clasps. So in all there will be 8 frames on that end of the building, with 16 silver bases for the frames, 2 bases under each frame. Make bars of acacia wood to run across the frames, 5 bars on each side of the tabernacle. Also 5 bars for the rear of the building facing westward. The middle bar, halfway up the frames, runs all the way from end to end of the tabernacle. Overlay the frames with gold, and make gold rings to hold the bars, and also overlay the bars with gold. Set up this tabernacle tent in the manner I showed you on the mountain. Inside the tabernacle, make a curtain from fine linen, with blue, purple, and scarlet guardian angels embroidered into the cloth. Hang this curtain on gold hooks, set into 4 pillars made from acacia wood, overlaid with gold. The pillars are to be set in silver bases. Behind this curtain place the ark containing the stone tablets engraved with God's laws. The curtain will separate the holy place and the most holy place. Now install the mercy place, the golden lid of the ark, in the most holy place. Place the table and lampstand across the room from each other on the outer side of the veil, the lampstand on the south end, the table on the north. As a screen for the door of the sacred tent, make another curtain from fine linen, skillfully embroidered in blue, purple, and scarlet. Hang this curtain on gold hooks set into posts made from acacia wood overlaid with gold. The posts are to rest on bronze bases. Using acacia wood, make a square altar, 7.5 feet wide and 4.5 feet high. Make horns for the 4 corners of the altar. Attach them firmly and overlay everything with bronze. The ash buckets, shovels, basins, carcass hooks, and fire pans are all to be made of bronze. Make a bronze grating with a metal ring at each corner, and fit the grating halfway down into the firebox, resting it upon the ledge built there. For moving the altar, make poles from acacia wood overlaid with bronze. To carry it, put the poles into the rings at each side of the altar. The altar is to be hollow, made from planks, just as was shown you on the mountain. Then make a courtyard for the tabernacle, enclosed with curtains made from fine twined linen. On the south side, the curtains will stretch for 150 feet and be held up by 20 posts, fitting into 20 bronze post holders. The curtains will be held up with silver hooks attached to silver rods attached to the posts. It will be the same on the north side of the court, 150 feet of curtains held up by 20 posts fitted into bronze sockets with silver hooks and rods. The west side of the court will be 75 feet wide with 10 posts and 10 sockets. The east side will also be 75 feet. On each side of the entrance there will be 22.5 feet of curtain held up by 3 posts embedded in 3 sockets. The entrance to the court will be a 30-foot wide curtain made of beautifully embroidered blue, purple, and scarlet fine twined linen, and attached to 4 posts embedded in their 4 sockets. All the posts around the court are to be connected by silver rods using silver hooks, the posts being embedded in silver bronze bases. So the entire court will be 150 feet long and 75 feet wide, with curtain walls 7.5 feet high, made from fine twined linen. All utensils used in the work of the tabernacle, including all the pins and pegs for hanging the utensils on the walls, will be made of bronze. Instruct the people of Israel to bring you pure olive oil to use in the lamps of the tabernacle, to burn there continually. Aaron and his sons shall place this eternal flame in the outer holy room, tending it day and night before the Lord, so that it never goes out. This is a permanent rule for the people of Israel. And that is our reading for today. I pray that you have a relaxing day and evening, and God bless you.